Hello everybody, Rudder King here, welcome back to another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. So this is a very important video. This is the start of the series called Dokkan for Dummies. A lot of people suggested for me to do like new beginner like tips and tricks of the game and stuff like that. And we decided to, I did a poll on the community page on YouTube where you guys would decide what kind of tips or tricks or any recommendations or anything at all that you guys would like to see be played out in a video for you guys to be able to do it. A lot of people said that they needed tips for Super Battle Road, so I'm gonna put in on the top right corner, there's a video that you guys can be able to check out where I took it obviously took long. It has like 40 minutes on it, but I go in depth with a lot of like units that a lot of people have nowadays, and basically go step by step on how you can be able to beat Super Battle Road. So I'm gonna leave it on the top right corner, but if you guys want to see a new updated one, there's the place to be. I haven't been able to attempt the low class warrior stage of Super Battle Road just because of that reason, so this is going to be the beginning starting phase of it. So first of all, obviously you click on the stage, just go get ready. So low class warrior, obviously these are going to be category type. Then I will possibly go step by step on how to be like one of these stages. Like this is stage 61. Obviously there are 61 stages. I beat it one stage from the range of 1 through 10, so you guys can be able to check that video out. I will try to beat this this stage right here so you guys can be able to see the categories and stuff like that. And then we will possibly do another video on how to beat the other like Super Battle Road stages. Like there's Super Class, there's Extreme Class, and there's some other categories, older categories that you can be able to try to take down. So in this one, we have to bring our boy. We have to bring our boy Chaditz, because he might look pretty good on this fight. So if by any reason whatsoever you don't have this unit right here, I obviously you guys didn't summon for Raditz. If you did, and if you have Raditz, then congratulations. If you did and you don't have Raditz, then what the hell are you doing summoning for Raditz? He's bad. But the only thing that's gonna make him look good is actually this fight. So if you don't got him, you can be able to take this guy right here, which also leads low class warrior. He's not gonna be too crazy unless you're facing like wicked bloodline category enemies, because that way you can be able possibly to get his transformation immediately. That's going to start helping you out a lot. But on Super Battle Road, especially on these stages, it's gonna be very difficult to like try to take in there. So you can also try to take this guy right here, which is an all types leader. He's not going to be providing a lot to the leader skill because it's only HP attack and defense plus 59%, but it could be a fixer-upper in that case. So I will bring him in there because he's going to be looking pretty good. Also, another thing that you can be able to attempt, if you don't have Raditz, you can be able to do the Team Bardock squad. They're not going to be looking that bad, especially because of their ECAs and stuff like that. So you can be able to do this right here, and they will look pretty solid. You know what? In fact, let's try it out with this first. Obviously, you can be able to bring Raditz. I don't think there's any LR Team Bardocks available. Yeah, it's just Raditz. So for the sake of the video, nope. For the sake of the video, I will do it with Raditz's team. So, shame. I did want to test it out with Team Bardocks. So I might have to do another video on this. Be able to take on free-to-play, a free-to-play team. Be able to take on this stage. So, Raditz. If you guys don't have him, like I said, you can use this Bardock or use this Goku right here as a substitute. I'm gonna bring Turles because it's gonna be. He provides a lot of support for all allies. Gonna be looking pretty decent. LR Bardock, he can be able to seal on Super. I believe it's on his Yeah, on his 18 key, he's gonna be able to seal. I'm gonna also try to bring. Let me see. I'm gonna try to bring this Goku. He's gonna be looking pretty good. Coincidentally, the Vegeta is not here. Obviously, he's not a low-class warrior. So, and last but not least, I will bring. These Raditz right here. Nappa is not a low-class warrior either. I might bring this Raditz right here too. That high chance of stunning is gonna be also pretty helpful. Bringing units in here that can stun, that's another very useful thing, because they can, every unit in this fight or any Super Battle Road fight, they can be able to get stunned. So a lot of helpful stuff in there. The items, as you guys can see them, those are the recommended items that I can bring. The Whis, very useful. Possibly my best top pick item to use. Damage reduction is going to be very good. Then this Princess Snake, it's also providing you a damage reduction for just one turn, but she's able to heal you for the turn as well, so not bad. You got Android 8 also providing a defensive buff and a lot of heal, 70% HP heal. Gonna be pretty good. And we got an Icarus, which is the same sort of effect of a Whis, but only 35% instead of 40%. Either way, it's still going to be pretty useful. So let's go ahead and take on the low-class warrior stage. And also don't worry about the length and stuff like that. There will be timestamps in the description if in any case you see this video very long and you just want to cut straight into the fight. If you did, then hello, welcome. So this is a possible perfect scenario here. Raditz, keep in mind Raditz, I don't believe he has a chance to stun. So unless we're facing multiple enemies, I don't know. Let me see. No, he's able to crit instead of like stun. But that's the bad thing of it. So might leave Raditz in the middle sliding here. I'm just gonna try to stun this guy. And I want you guys to see how I play the rotation, you know, how I try to mix things up here and there. Like, obviously, you would have left the better man with the higher defense at the beginning there. He would be fine because of the seal. You can be able to seal one of these guys. But, obviously, you will still take a lot of hits. And this is just depending on Turles' stun, which actually did work on this one. But I did want to leave like a stunner at least for the turn. That way we can be able to do at least a little bit of good on these fights. That actually is going to be like a very great start of things if we get a stun on somebody. And now did I target you, the SCR1? I did. So we're gonna get the seal on this guy right here. That way he won't be able to super attack. But as you guys saw, 73k. Not normal. That's not good. So, no links, sadly. So I'm gonna try to go ahead and stun this guy. Raditz, the only. See, I hate Raditz because of this. The only way for Raditz to get a little bit of extra key is whenever he deals the finishing blow, especially on these types of fights. They won't count because whenever you go into the next fight, it's basically a new fight in general. So their defense, their stacks, or anything at all, they will be resetted because of it. So one of the main reasons these guys cannot deal the final blow and get that a little bit of an additional buff on their passive is because of Super Battle Road. If you were in a very long fight, like let's say the Infinite Dragon Ball History stage or a Red Zone fight or those types of long fights, then that's going to be helpful for you. But on these types of fights, unfortunately, Raditz will not be able to keep his passive, or that section of his passive fully active. So great damage, Raditz. Woo! Woohoo! Woo! Alright, I'm gonna keep Turles on the same slot as well. But I'm gonna try to stun the SDR guy. considering how much defense do we have, that's another thing. You guys gotta keep an eye out for your defense. Defense obviously is very vital on these fights. I know I'm kind of spoon feeding the information, but I do have to go in depth with everything that you guys need to know about this. I'm here just trying to launch an attack on the blue on this blue fellow. I forgot their name, man. On this AGL guy. Not only because he's about to die, but if Turles is able to get the additional super attack, that's going to be very helpful. That's going to help us out in the long run. That way we can be able to save ourselves with a little bit of damage. Especially we got type advantage a unit in the end there, so we don't want to take that super attack if in any case he does super, or we just finish him off, which is absolutely great. All right, so far so good. There's obviously, if you guys are not too, if you guys don't waste your items as fast as possible, I mean, you have 8 chances in here. The most comfortable thing to have whenever you're facing, like, whenever you're going to Super Battle Road, if you have to use one item on the first fight, then use it. These typical category fights are only gonna be 3 fights, so using an item at the beginning is not gonna harm you, but if you use 2, I believe that's a loss. I don't think that's gonna be very helpful for you, especially whenever you're going into these types of fights. So Raditz here is gonna be very helpful because of this section of his passive. Whenever you're facing 2 or more enemies, my boy Raditz, the tech one, you know, the best boy, is able to get a damage reduction of 50%, which is very good. Very, very good. So I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to try to diverge my attacks. Well, Raditz is able to stun, so I'm just going to try to hit Ginyu because of the type disadvantage. I'm going to try to hit type advantage with this guy. Let's try to seal our boy Ginyu. And let's try to do some damage at least. So I'm gonna try to attack Birder and see how it goes. Let's see. Obviously, because of leaving Raditz at the beginning there, 10k. Obviously, he would have taken a lot more. But again, that damage reduction of 50% is gonna be very helpful. Stun, very good. Okay, this is gonna hurt a little bit, but we do have type advantage, so that was helpful too. We didn't took a lot of damage in there. On these types of fights as well, if you don't have this rotation, or if you are thinking to yourself, man, 5 enemies, I don't think I can handle this, use a Whis. You're scotch-free at the first fight without using any items. You can start using your items after you reach the second fight. That way you have 8 items. You're gonna be more comfortable heading into the last fight, and you don't have to be over here willy-nilly just taking these types of damage, you know. So now this is okay. Before this man's ECA, we didn't want this man to transform, but now this is actually gonna look pretty good. Pretty beefy, basically. So I'm gonna do this now. As you guys see, we eliminated the threat basically, because Ginyu can be able to do some damage in here, but don't underestimate the other fellas. They can be able to also hit you for a lot of damage. So I'm just gonna see if I can use something to ease our pain a little bit. If you feel comfortable not using an item in here, then by all means you can just go ahead and not use an item. Me, I'm scared, man. I'm going to use an item to at least defend myself because of this rotation right here. I simply had no faith in Raditz, the physical one. Like, look at this. You guys saw we took 2 attacks in there. Our HP is very low at this point because we took so many attacks. So we need to defend ourselves a little bit. That's why I had to use the item, because if I didn't use it, we would have been dead and I had to retry this fight, and you know how it is. You know how it is. So that's one of the many reasons as to why I did use the Icarus. So that was not a bad play. I will use Bardock to super attack. Well, we don't have We will not be able to seal, which is not good. If I leave it like this, then maybe yes. So I'm just gonna try to eliminate the thread. Actually, let me just stun. Let me stun here. Birder is not gonna be able to attack as much as possible because we're just gonna finish this. We're gonna end his whole career. So I'm just gonna target Birder and then finish him off with the version C Goku. Also, I'm trying to use units that most people have in the game at this point. I know that using Raditz, the Dokkan Fest Raditz, is not gonna be like helpful for other players because a lot of people don't have Raditz. But in the case that you do, you can be able to use Raditz. I did mention the units that you can bring in the game if you don't have Dokkan Fest Raditz. Albeit, he's a Saiyan Saga Pure Saiyan category leader. He can provide that better leader skill for the team. Bringing other units like Team Bardock. If you have a friend that can actually put his Team Bardock in there, he can help you out. You can be able to do this free to play easily. So take advantage of the free to play Bardock squad. They are very, very good. So take advantage of those. Try to do them. Try to grind them. If you haven't done them already, try to get those units ready to go because their ECAs are very, very good. So right here, as you guys saw, my HP is not doing the best, so I had to heal. In certain circumstances, we might get into this fight with the Dokkan attack ready to go. If it was like that, then we would have just used the Dokkan attack for that, but I do want to protect myself a little bit. So I did use the Princess Snake. Keep in mind, the Princess Snake provides a little bit of extra damage reduction alongside the heal, which is going to be very helpful. In this case, right here, I don't see any... Well, we do have some tight disadvantage action. So I'm going to try to stun this guy as much as I can. I'm going to try to hit this man right here, Dowser, with a type advantage super attack, as well with the Goku. That way we can try to take down the threat. Imagine this. So another tip for Super Battle Road, if you guys have kind of seen it, the more enemies you fight, the less HP they have. So for example, if you try to fight, if we were in the previous fight, if you super attack Goldo, he would have been like, if you had a type advantage super against Goldo, he's dead because of his low HP. The more enemies you have, the better. It's kind of the worst thing to say, because obviously the more enemies you have, the more open you are to get hit with either a super attack, or you're open to get hit for a lot of damage, and will bring you to a KO screen. But those enemies won't have a lot of HP. Therefore, you can be able to just smack these guys a little bit, you know? Alright, we're gonna try to get for the stun. This man right here can actually... we don't have the key. That's another thing. Key can be an issue for you to be able to like launch an attack or launch an ultra super attack. So they are not going to be looking too good. So on this type of cases, you can try to get as much orbs as possible so you can be able to get the Dokkan attack. That way you can hit him with the best guy that you have and try to just absolutely annihilate him. That's the best way. Try to get the Dokkan attack on the last fight. On the first fight, try to survive without using an item. If you absolutely have to use an item, please use it. That way you can be able to get safe and then try to have a chance, a fighting chance to survive until the next fight. Then on the second fight, if you have not used an item, you are comfortably able to use an item. You're perfectly good to go. And then on the third fight, if you have enough items in here, like I have only used 2, I feel comfortable saying that I can be able to beat this fight without using another item. But actually, that's another thing. If you guys feel comfortable with it, you do not need to push the no item agenda. You just need to beat this stage basically. So right now, as you guys see, Raditz is not doing a lot of damage, but he's doing the work because of the leader skill that he's providing. So taking into account some of these details, what do you guys think? Super Battle Road can be a little bit tedious. It is some of the just like the quick hard content that you can be able to see, but it is pretty doable. I feel like this is a doable thing. Now over here we get the Dokkan attack. Our boy Naze is with, I think this is Mayonnaise, right? I don't remember. I feel like the tech dude is Mayonnaise. So now you got the Dokkan attack. This is what the thing that you want to see. If either the beginning of the fight or at the end of the fight, you get the Dokkan attack. You don't have a lot of attacks at the beginning. You're good to go. This finishes the fight. So the principle right now is the units. What kind of units you need to bring? What units you need to think about of bringing into this fight? It's very vital and very important to know what kind of units to bring in here, because right here on this team, you guys saw that I was able to do some attacks in here and there, which is fine. But maybe the crew didn't have the best synergy. Maybe the crew didn't have a lot of linking partners or anything like that, because obviously the Tech Raditz has the same name as the Dokkan Fest Raditz. Therefore, they didn't link. The Goku, the Great Ape Goku, did not link at all with the Dokkan Fest Raditz or Great Ape Raditz. And no, there's no Great Ape Raditz, the Tech Raditz, sorry. So maybe you had to like see what kind of rotations you would like to see and stuff like that. But this is a good team because they're not only damaging, they can be very good defensively too. So and especially the 8 items that you can be able to bring into the fight are also going to be very, very helpful. So make sure whichever units you are selecting, select the better ones on the beginning of the fight, or like in preparation for this fight. Then on the first fight, try to use the least amount of items. Don't go into it and use items into the first fight, because that is going to totally mess up your numbers. And I feel like if you use 2 items on the fight, then I feel like you lost. But if it is a difficult like Super Battle Road stage, let's say for example there's the extreme stage, like the extreme Super Battle Road, that can be very, very difficult. So using items on the first fight, I believe it has to be like a priority, but not to expend your items so you can just like use 2 or 3 items in the first fight is not the way to go. Try to use at least 1. If it comes to it, then try to use 2. But I feel like that messes up your numbers a little bit. Then, whenever you go into the second fight, if you've only used like 1 or 2 items, then you're free to use the other items, because that means that you haven't been able to expend as many items as possible. And then you can be able to be in a more comfortable sense of security heading into the middle ground fight, and then the last fight. The last fight as well, you can be able to use as many items as you can. That way that you can be able to secure the victory. So pretty helpful stuff. I'm hoping that this might have helped you. If in any case you needed help, needed any assistance, or needed any other ways to beat this, I will try my best to find a LR Team Bardock friend, which I will possibly try to record another video for this later on. But I do believe, I'm a sole firm believer, that you can beat this with a Team Bardock team, and you can be very solid, especially on a free-to-play scenario. So yeah, this is the first episode of Dokkan for Dummies. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know other topics to talk about in this series. That way you guys are up to date with what you need to do in Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Let me know what you guys think. Give that like button a big ol' slap. Also, give another big ol' slap to that subscribe button. If you guys made it this far into the video and you guys are not subscribed, what are you doing? Make sure you guys hit that big red subscribe button. And join in on the Discord. Link is in the description. Leave on the comments below or on the Discord what type of topics you would like to see on this Dokkan for Dummies section. And, you know, Dokkan for Dummies series, sorry. and we'll be able to show it for you. New, old, or any type of player, I hope this helps you out greatly. Hope you take down your Super Battle Road stage of your preference, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.